Lesson 5 is going to focus on how do we summarize the life of a biblical character. In other words, we've been looking at isolated events, isolated texts in the lives of these characters, but now we're going to take the opportunity to really focus on how do you summarize the life events of a biblical character. And we're going to do this through several different means. One of them is we're going to ask the questions of what factors do we have to bring into focus in order to understand and appreciate the experiences of a biblical character. Two, we're going to look at how do you appreciate the life of biblical character. Are there certain issues, are there certain types of components that we have to think about in order to really understand what is going on there in terms of the context of the story, in terms of the period that the story took place, in terms of what other characters appear in the biblical text. Three, we're going to take in as an example 3 texts about Abraham at different points in his life. In other words, we're going to look at 3 different biblical texts from the book of Breshit. We're going to analyze them, and we're going to see that, in fact, Abraham in each one of these different texts experiences different types of successes as well as failures, and responds in very dramatically different types of ways in each one of these 3 texts. And as a result of this study, we will also be able to understand more clearly what were some of the challenges, what were some of the successes, and ultimately also what were some of the failures that Abraham experienced in his life. We will also take the opportunity to have interviews with 2 modern scholars of Bible. One is we will view a YouTube talk by Rabbi Ed Feinstein from the Wisden Institute at the American Jewish University, and we will also have an interview with Professor Yair Zakovitz, a world-renowned biblical scholar here at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. We will complete this session with an exercise that will help you people to pull things together and to try to examine the life of a particular biblical character, to try and analyze the different phases of this character's life, to try and understand what motivated him or her to do certain things and not to do other things. And finally, how do we present that as a summative experiment for our students in the various educational settings in which we are working.